Hello, everybody. This is Henry Badger back at you again with another episode of my Minecraft Let's Play. No, this is actually my second thing of Henry Reads. Um, Once again, I apologize if the sound is a little off. I am not using my Blue Yeti microphone right now. I am using my Razer Kraken. Um, 7.2 or whatever it's called. I'll check right now. Let's see here. It is Razer Kraken 7.1 version 2. That's what I'm using right now. Yeah. So, yeah, I just got new lenses for my glasses, so bear with me on reading, but yeah. Okay. So we're gonna pick right off from where we left off from the last episode. So if you haven't seen that, please watch it if you want. If not, here we go. Well, I forgot some of the voices that I did. I watched it, but we'll improvise. All right. Hope you guys have a. All right, let's just get into it. All right. Alan's POV. Oh yeah, by the way, this is Innocence Hearts. Again, this is a continuation. Alright. Alan's POV. I'm just gonna do the generic voice for it. So you found another student of General Cross's? Communist. I mean, Komiui. Komiui. I'm gonna call him Komiui for shits and giggles. Komiui asked over the old phone. I have no idea he ever had any other students, I replied. I still don't believe it. He really did have another student? I hope he treated her better than he treated me. ... Neither can I. Can I do confirm whether she's telling the truth or not? Or better yet, put her on the phone. That really isn't. Fuck. Sorry. That really. That isn't really possible right now. Why not? She said she had something to do before we left. Is she really? If she really was a pupil of the general's, you shouldn't have let her go alone. I'll go get her then. Thank you, Helen. We'll see when the two of you get back. See you, Kumoy. Okay, so if there's a lot of pausing for me reading this, it's because, like I said, I got new lenses. I literally got them like 20 minutes ago. So my vision's a little off. My eyes are still adjusting, but you know, I gotta get this video done. I made a promise, so alrighty. Hopefully it's not too irritating. I couldn't tell him that she was going back to the graveyard in the town where the Akuma attacked. I don't know why, but I couldn't. I went back to my room at the inn to sit and wait. She said she'd be back before sunrise. But can I really trust her to come back? Ren's POV. Okay, like the consistency and of like these voices that I'm doing aren't consistent. I might just like rotate voices with different characters, but so I apologize if you know these characters and you're like, Ren's the guy who sounds like this. I'm sorry. This is how I'm doing it. I'm sorry. This is out of my control. Okay. Ren's POV. Only a few hours left until the sun comes. I've been sitting here for. Well, actually, you know what? I'm gonna change the voice here. Only a few hours left until the sun comes. I've been sitting here for a good 2 hours now. At least winter has long, dark nights. It gives me more time. The wind was blowing harshly, but I continued to. Oh, well, shit. Okay. I'm gonna read it in this voice anyway. The wind was blowing harshly, but I continued to sit by the girl's grave. She has to show up again. She has to. I could feel the fatigue of not sleeping catching up with me, but the cold air was at least refreshing enough to keep me awake. Her grave was simple. She must. She must not have had much, but her family obviously cared about her deeply. The grave was neatly kept, and a small vase, whatever, however you want to pronounce it, vase of pink tulips sat beside it. An hour or so later, I could feel my eyelids tugging themselves to stay open.
Please, I want to say goodbye. Why am I so attached to this girl's grave? I've seen many kids killed by the Akuma. Many people. But how can she affect me, but no others?
I could feel a slight rage building up inside of me. Not at the girl, but at myself.
How could I be so weak as to wait for a dead girl to visit me?
Tears began welling up in my eyes. I forgot to push them back. I fought to push them back.
Why won't you come?
I wailed at the grave.
Why? Why won't you come? I've been waiting here for hours, please.
I couldn't fight it anymore. I started crying uncontrollably. I lied down and continued to cry.
It has to be the lack of sleep doing this to me. It has to be. Dot dot.
Unable to stay awake any further, I closed my eyes just to try and stop the salty tears, but instead I fell asleep. Okay, salty tears is now gonna become a meme. I'm so sorry, but that's just how the turtle tumbles. Alrighty. Salty tears. Now in theaters. Okay. Alan's POV. Oh god, now we gotta hang on, I gotta drink some water if we're gonna be doing Holy crap, we just hit the 6 minute and 30 mark. Whoops. Nothing better than some mundane H2O. Alright. Alan's POV. The sun was going to rise soon. What could she be doing that took her that? I completely butchered that line. Sorry. What could she be doing that could take her all night? It's best I head out now. By the time I get there, it won't be long before sunrise. And I can also see if she kept her promise to come back. On that note, I get up and head for the cemetery. The walk was long, but it was nice to get a little exercise so early in the day. The sun will be coming up soon. I peer in through the old wrought iron gate. I can see in the back. I'm sorry, my glasses still adjusting my eyes. I can just see in the back a girl with long white hair lying on the ground. Ren. Dude, Kylo Ren, he's my favorite. He's actually like my least favorite service character. Alright, moving on. I run across the graveyard over to her. Only I am kneeling right beside her. Do I notice that she's not unconscious? By only asleep? Well, we got another typo, ladies and gentlemen. Do I notice that she's not unconscious? By only asleep. By only asleep. You know what? If we could buy sleep, I think we all would. All right. She must have passed it out from the exhaustion. A parasitic's healing works against the Akuma virus, not mortal wounds. Must have passed it out. Okay. Alright. So we got salty tears, passed it out, and by only asleep. Alright. Just writing these down. Okay. I feel so terrible. All right. I look up to the grave she's lying on. The name Daisy Mary was engraved on it. 1852 to 1859. She was only 7. But why would Ren come here all night? Did she know her? I looked back down at her. Her hair gracefully rippled across the dark ground in the breeze. Her face was tear-stained. Okay. Tear-stained, but still looked content. I reached down to pick her up and take her back to the inn, where she could rest properly. Just as I stood up, she snapped awake, her icy eyes dazed but aware. She looked up at me, befuddled as to where she was and why she was no longer beside the grave.
Put me down. I can't leave yet.
she pleaded desperately. I set her down and sit next to her. Do you know the girl?
Uh, mm, no.
Then why is it important you have to be at her grave? Her eyes dropped, staring at the pink flowers next to the grave.
I saw her ghost when I just arrived.
She explained quickly. You can wait, wrong voice. You can see ghosts? I asked. Why couldn't you've come later in the day, like the afternoon?
I can only see them at night. That's why I needed to come here. I don't even know the girl or her family. It's just I had to. She's not the first one I've seen, and I know she won't be the last.
Maybe it's how she died.
She probably she was probably killed by the Akuma you destroyed.
What? No matter that Akuma was a level 2, it's been here longer than Kumoi thought it had. What makes you say that? A level 2 Akuma. Okay. Moving on.
When the Akuma started attacking the houses, she became terrified and turned black before she blew away.
Ren got a sorrowful look in her eyes. The silence began to feel heavy, even with the morning breeze. Ren's POV. I looked over. Like I'm getting all mixed up with these characters. I'm sorry. The voices are going to be all over the place, unfortunately. My brain's fried from like school, unfortunately. University. But all right. I looked over at Alan. He was looking down at the grave. Is he actually sad about it too?
Let's stay.
Hmm. I was too dozed off to pay attention. We'll stay until you see her. I blinked. Is he serious?
Thanks.
I managed to make a small smile on my face. He grinned back. He really is. This is killing me. Okay. The sun's rays were becoming visible in behind the mountain. Time is up, I announced sadly. Oh no, it'd be
Time is up.
I announced sadly. No. You said you could see ghosts when the sun wasn't up. Last I checked, the sun's rays aren't the actual sun, he shouted. Oh shit. I ain't shouting that. I don't want to destroy my microphone. Staring me down. You're right. No.
You're right.
He looked startled. Sorry, I held my hand up to tell him to stop. He gazed at me, confused, but I was more focused on the girl standing beside her grave. Oh, what voice should I do for this? Thank you for waiting for me, miss. She smiled. The monster really scared me, and I didn't want him to catch me again. So I hid. I'm sorry. She was beginning to cry now.
It wasn't your fault. It was smart to hide,
I told her. Really? She sniffled. It was.
It was.
Alright. Will you come visit me again?
I will as often as I can.
I beamed. Yay, I'll miss you. Goodbye, miss. She waved ecstatically. I waved back.
Farewell.
She faded, but not as black ashes this time, as a spirit returning its home. 13 minutes. Okay. Now here's a author's note. There's one at the bottom, and now these author's notes, they bring it's all worth it. It's all worth it in the end, ladies and gentlemen, with these amazing author's notes. I haven't read this one though, so it looks like a couple of sentences. So we got a big surprise. All right, let me just drink some water. Welcome to the mundane zone. All right, here we go. This is the author's notes. Long chapter. For me it is XD. Didn't think I'd write it all in one night later. Lol, I'll start planning ideas for the next chapter. Earlier today, me and I'm just gonna say die. We're trying to think die. I don't know that. I want to die, but I mean, all right. We're trying to think of a couple name for Alan and Ren. Since their names have the same ending, we thought it was impossible. Then I came up with Relin. Relin. Came up with Relin. Oh, that's like their ship name. Okay. Relin. Like Rhellen. Huh. Lol. It really reminds me of Relish for obvious reasons. Capital O, period, small o, or lowercase o. Yeah, I was thinking of it. Sounded like relish as well. I was actually gonna say that, but yeah, sorry if I sound really mundane. I'm just really exhausted. But I had a good time reading this. This was good. This was the second part of it. Now, don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. There's more. Oh, there's much more, and I will continue this because a lot of people seem to like it. So we're hitting that 16-minute mark though, so I'm gonna end it here. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Hopefully, it wasn't too boring. Hopefully, it was entertaining, and I hope that you guys want to see more. And if that is the case, feel free to make requests. Send me just your feedback if you want me to do specific voices. If you like want me to, I don't know, speak up, speak quieter. Anything really. I'm just kind of rambling here, but anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah,